my name is Elle. I'm a cross-stitch artist and designer here on TikTok, and welcome to the weekly wrap-up. I'm going to share a few things that I've been working on this week, and you guys can hop into the comments and share what you've been working on this week. It's a great way for us to get to know each other a little bit better and to share some wins. It has been an absolutely bonkers week over here. Little Fish was basically out of town all week for work, so I have been solo parenting, doing the homeschooling, and basically just trying to keep all of the living things in our house alive. And there was only one casualty. Rest in peace, my sourdough starter, Frodo. We've been working on Jigglypuff during the live streams, and let me just say, soulless Jigglypuff is absolutely giving me life right now. It's terrifying and I love it. I also started doing some stitching on some pattern testing stuff, but I'm not ready to share that just yet. But I will be showing it in an upcoming video. I'm doing a more in-depth tutorial video on some backstitching. So that's part of why I'm doing this pattern testing, is so that I can use it to show off backstitching technique. That's literally it for like actual cross stitching that I've done this week. I haven't touched my tapestry. It's been a bonkers week. This week, however, I did do a ton of pattern making. I have made 6 new Pokemon patterns this week. 4 of them will be going into the library on September 1st. So if you are one of my library members, I've already talked about those a couple times on here, but those are going to be Mew, Mewtwo, Articuno, and Lugia, because September is Legendaries month. We've decided that's the thing. I have also been working on some pattern making for the Pokemon gym badges. These were requested like a while back, and I have been slowly chipping away at them. But this week I got 3 more badges done, so that means I only have 2 left. They do take a lot longer than my normal patterns to make, because they are all unique shapes and they use specialty stitches like back stitching and 3/4 stitching and things like that. So it's just taking me a little bit longer to get through them, but I have like 1.5 of them left to do. I started one of them. But yeah, so hopefully I will have those done soon. This week I finished Rupi Kaur's Milk and Honey. Her poetry is beautiful and devastating and healing. Just it hit me in the trauma, it hit me in the healing, it hit me in all of the freaking feels. I cried. I absolutely cried. I also finished The Poppy War, and I also cried. This book is so good. It deserves all of the praise that it has gotten. But if you decide you do want to read it, I do strongly urge you to read the trigger warnings before you jump into it. There are some absolutely devastating parts of this book, scenes of this book, that just wrecked me. And knowing that those specific scenes were based on real human history, yes, I think that this is an important story to be told. These are important things that we need to remember about human history and what humans have done to each other. But I also am a very firm believer that it is important for you to protect yourself and to protect your soul. So know what you're jumping into before you pick up this book. That brings me to a total of having read 44 books so far this year, which means I am 6 books away from hitting my goal for the year of 50 books. So I'm gonna hit my goal this year. I'm really excited. This week, I am still reading The Body Keeps the Score. I am still reading Fellowship of the Rings to the kids. We are slowly chipping away at that one. It's a little dense for them. We can only read it in about, 10, 15, 20 minute increments at a time, but we will get through it. It's just gonna take a little longer than I was hoping. This week, I also started reading The Victory Garden. This is a World War I book, or it takes place during World War I. She falls in love with an Australian pilot, and she wants to be near him when he's in the hospital recovering, and so she takes on a job as a land girl. So she is taught how to work the farms because there are no men to work on the farms and bring in the harvest and things like that. And then he unexpectedly dies, and she finds out that she's pregnant with his baby and she can't go home to her family. And so that's literally all on the back of the book. But I'm really liking it. It's really sweet, even though it is a wartime book and there are tragedies. It's a little bit more detached. And so like you hear about it, but you're not like in the depths of like the really harsh realities of it. So it's definitely a lighter one. I picked it on purpose to be lighter after finishing The Poppy War. But I'm really liking it so far. Related to books, I am working my way through the BBC Pride and Prejudice miniseries from like 1995. Guys, just, I get it. I get it. Mr. Darcy is the fictional man. I just, I'm sold. I'm sold. It doesn't hurt that little fish also looks kind of like a young Colin Firth. So that's... It's not hurting. That's not hurting this at all. As I've stated before, my ADHD gremlin has woken up for the year and been like, it's fall, time to make stuff. So this week, outside of my regular cross-stitching stuff that I do, ADHD brain is like, we're gonna make a Viking belt to go with your Ren Fair costumes, and you're gonna make a hat. Well, it's not a hat yet. It will be. It will be. So I've been working on that. I also updated my book journal, which I apparently haven't done since February. I've been real bad at that. And I feel like there's probably more that I've done that I'm just forgetting, but like ADHD gremlin has been so loud the past couple weeks. So yeah, be prepared for some more really, really random projects from me, because once the ADHD gremlin wakes up, I go off on projects. So yeah, that's what I've got for you this week. Like I said, bonkers, kind of chaotic week from me. I don't know why you would expect anything less at this point. If you follow me, you know that that's what I bring to the table is chaos. Anyway, this video was way longer than I thought it was going to be. So just a casual reminder, I do go live on Wednesdays and Sundays at 7:30 Eastern time. So I will see you tonight for Chaos Kittens and Crafting. And that's it. Tell me what you've been working on. Okay, I love you. Goodbye.